Hey, it's Ryan over at 2 Minute Tennis, and here are 3 simple drills you can use to improve your serve speed. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell, as that is absolutely the best way to support this channel. So the first drill is to get into the Naomi Osaka, Roger Federer position once the ball comes out of your hand, and it looks like this. You can do all of these drills, obviously, in your driveway. I want you to practice tossing the ball up, and when the racket gets around chest height, make sure your strings are facing down. Now for reference, I'm serving that direction. So I'm serving, you're watching me from the side as I'm serving that way, and I toss the ball. A couple things to notice. Yes, my strings are facing down, but notice where the tip of the racket's pointing. It's pointing right at the camera. So if this is the baseline, I'm not pointing the tip of the racket, even with the strings down, to the back fence. I'm pointing it along my baseline. From the side, it looks like, from the back, it looks like this. Let's say the edge of the driveway here is the baseline, and I'm serving straight ahead into my neighbor's front yard. I'm gonna toss the ball and get into this position. My elbow is back, strings are facing down. You'll know you did it right if a ball sits in the throat of the racket. You want to get into that position because it gets you ready to use the proper throwing motion. Now, the way you're actually going to practice that proper throwing motion is by keeping a ball in the throat of the racket. So I'm going to move this racket in over my head with the strings facing down. This is drill number 2. Practice bringing the racket in over your head without letting the ball fall out. The reason you want to practice it with a ball in the throat is because if you use the typical waiter's tray position where the strings face up, the ball will fall out. The proper throwing motion is actually a circular motion that comes in over the head, keeping a ball in the throat of the racket. For those of you who do not typically make this move, this is going to feel quite foreign, but I think if you were to hit some serves like the pros, I think you would also be like, man, I've never felt this before. So getting into maybe an uncomfortable position at first, or a position you're not used to, is really going to help your serve speed. And the last drill is going to use a birthday hat. So I'm a big fan of the birthday hat. If you follow me on social media anywhere for any length of time, you probably see me do this. I've been doing this for about 5 years. About 5 years ago, I was teaching a bunch of little kids, and I told them that unicorns cannot serve correctly. And they're like, oh, very funny. I said, no, it's true, because their racket would hit their horn. I want you to look at Kyrgios. I want you to look at Federer, Osaka, Sam Groth. Watch their racket carefully, Djokovic. Their racket passes in over their head, and if they were unicorns, the racket would hit the horn. Well, the nice thing about the birthday hat is it knocks right off, but it's a great way to get instant feedback to whether or not you're using the waiter's tray position that doesn't knock off the birthday hat, or the motion that Federer uses where the racket does knock the birthday hat off. So practice hitting some serves. I'm going to serve into my backyard here. Practice hitting some serves where after you toss the ball, the strings face down, and you move the racket in over the head, keeping the ball in, but then knock the birthday hat off of your head during your serve, and it'll give you the instant feedback that you did it correctly. So practice those 3 drills. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll talk to you soon.